Good morning to all my friends and family, and welcome to this episode of Jim's 5am Club. Just seems like yesterday when I was here at the main quadrangle of Sydney University collecting my degree, my bachelor's degree in economics, majoring in accounting, and I had my father, my mother, and my girlfriend, my then girlfriend, Paula, who is now my wife, at the graduation ceremony. And it just seems like a dream that my life has passed. I'm now 64, married with 2 children and 3 grandchildren. I'm indeed a grandfather. So what I want to do today is go through a book that I've been looking at just recently. And I was at a funeral yesterday. My friend Sammy's father passed away and we had a funeral, and I was deeply moved by Sam's eulogy, where he touched on the importance of having a great father, having great parents who are able to instill strong values into their children. And what I want to talk about today is a book entitled Right Thing, Right Now by an accomplished and celebrated author named Ryan Holiday. And Ryan discusses in his book the importance of always trying to do what is right rather than doing what is easy or convenient. Because at the end of the day, everything we do, think, or believe has a first, second, and third level consequence that you may get to face in the present, the medium term, or the long-term future. You just don't know when those consequences are going to come about. But we have to take personal leadership, and we need to understand that everything that we touch, everything that we do, everything that we think about is going to, in some way, shape or form, impact our life in a productive or a non-productive way. As I say, we don't know, but only time will tell. And Ryan Holiday talks about the fact that justice is all about doing what is right. So we all need to practice justice throughout our lives. And Ryan says something which is quite profound and quite powerful, where he says that we tend to have a gut feel. Our gut tells us what is right in most situations, and we do accentuate most situations, not all situations, but using our intuition, using our gut feel, according to this author, is really important, because our conscious is aligned to our soul and is aligned to what is right. And one of the missions that we all should try and strive for in our lives is to go through life trying to do what is right, at least what is right as best we can. Because at the end of the day, Ryan says that society tends to hate not lawyers, sorry about that, a Freudian slip. Society tends to hate liars and cheats, people who are inconsistent, and those that continue to do the wrong thing without remorse. And the focus is on being able to have remorse for the things that you've done which are wrong. And justice starts with each one of us So we need to come up with our own version, and this is really important. We need to come up with our own version of justice and our own code of conduct, and to uphold it as best we can and as consistently as we can. So we need to, I guess, get started and do the right thing right now. And the best way to start, according to this author, is to keep the promises you make to yourself and to others. But most importantly, to keep those promises you make to yourself. Doesn't matter how small they are, how insignificant they are. What you're doing is you're building up your skills in terms of being able to keep promises. And the best way to start is by keeping the promises you make to yourself. Because if you let yourself down, it's not as painful. But if you let somebody else down, then your reputation is in tatters. So the first point, the first lesson, is to keep the promises to ourselves, and to, wherever possible, tell the truth and be an open book, and to be consistently good rather than sporadically great. This is a really important point, the point of being consistently good rather than focusing on being great every now and then. Because if you're consistently good, then sooner or later, incrementally, that will lead to greatness without effort. The author also talks about the importance of being loyal and to protect your integrity and to work towards your North Star. And as we said before, each of us have to have our own code of conduct so that we can build and we can work upon these things and become better at them. Because our code of conduct, according to this author, frees us up and allows us to make a positive difference to our lives, but more importantly, a positive difference to other people's lives. So what we're called to do is to be fair, to be forthright, and to be friendly, so that we can make a better life for others, which in turn, hopefully, will improve our life as well. So it's all about giving rather than taking. And we need to keep on giving with no expectation of self-reward, and to try and practice, where possible, empathy, putting ourselves in somebody else's position, walking a mile in their shoes. And to try and be flexible in our approach, not to be too rigid and too fixed in our thoughts. And we just need to keep on going back and continue to practice the things over and over again until we get better at them. And not to give up. Most importantly, not to give up on anybody. Because at the end of the day, we are all equal, we are all fragile, we all have challenges, and we all need each other's support and God's love. He tells us it's important to forgive everything that you can forgive and to make amends for what you wish to be forgiven for. This is really important. Forgive all those things that you can forgive and to make amends for what you wish to be forgiven for. So we need to be humble and we need to try and do the right thing by our family and others in order to achieve this level of justice in our world and in our lives. And we need to believe in our fellow man, believe that there is good in everyone, and to understand that love always wins, and we need to pay our life forward. And the bottom line is that nobody will throw a parade when you do the right thing.